Centurion has been involved in about 70 exonerations, and Jim was usually there, outside the prisons, when his innocent clients walked out and into the arms of their loved ones. He was there when they tasted freedom, and he was the reason for it. At some point a few years back, we began talking about this collection. The idea was simple. I would select 5 of my favorite stories, and so would Jim. The first challenge was to pick only 10, because there are so many. The second challenge was to limit each story to about 10,000 words. Since each story could fill a library, we knew the task would be formidable. We agreed that each would do his own writing, with limited input from the other. And so we wrote. Our goal with this book is to raise awareness of wrongful convictions and in some small way help to prevent more of them. It is an effort to shine light on some of the terrible and abusive tactics used by the authorities to convict innocent people. If we as a society had the political gumption to change unfair laws, practices, and procedures, we could avoid virtually all wrongful convictions.
This is Jim McCloskey again. As John points out, our association and friendship go back 15 years. We were drawn together by our mutual concern and compassion for those men and women across America who fell victim to a deeply flawed criminal justice system and were falsely convicted and sentenced to a life sentence or to death. John generously volunteered to write the foreword to my memoir, When Truth Is All You Have, published by Doubleday in 2020. That book recounts the 40-year history of Centurion Ministries' encounters with our nation's judicial system on behalf of the convicted innocent, as well as the personal journey that led me into this work. Naturally, I was honored when John invited me to co-write Framed with him. We quickly agreed that each of us would write 5 stories of real-life cases in which innocent defendants, much to their shock and disbelief, were found guilty of crimes they had absolutely nothing to do with. The 5 written by me are cases I personally worked on as case manager and lead investigator. Selecting these 5 from among the 70 or so individuals Centurion successfully freed was a challenge worthy of Solomon. I was fortunate in writing to be able to draw upon Centurion's voluminous in-house archival records collected during the many years of work on each case. These source materials include, but are not limited to, trial transcripts, police reports, legal briefs, judicial opinions, court records, and Centurion investigative reports. The subtitle of Framed is Astonishing True Stories of Wrongful Convictions. I can assure listeners, no matter what their background, that their response after reading each of these stories will be, "Did this really happen?" To which we, the authors, answer, "Yes, it did, and it happens far more often than you can imagine." It is our intention and hope that these stories are not only a compelling read, but at the same time serve as a microcosm of what is occurring throughout our nation's halls of justice. It is our attempt to bring to light systemic flaws in the justice system's infrastructure that cause untold tens of thousands of innocent souls to interminably languish in prison. The 23 defendants caught in the web of these 10 wrongful convictions needlessly spent decades in prison until the truth of their innocence finally emerged and set them free. 4 landed on death row, 2 of whom came within days of execution, while 1 was tragically executed. Perhaps it will surprise listeners that the racial makeup of the 23 is almost evenly split, 10 white and 13 black, demonstrating that this kind of injustice easily occurs across racial lines. Often the real killers were under the nose of the police from the outset of the crime. And in 2 cases, they were the star witnesses for the prosecution. DNA played an important role in several cases, but not